Diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elder, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Miggy for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, I'm back. Season 2, we here. Next level, bigger and better. Let's go.
See me letting go. I'ma lose control. I'm not afraid to fall. Watch me drink it and feel it all.
8 p.m. Monday night, so you know it's time to tune in to the Afterglow show. Shout out to Kobe and the fam, you rattlers, the football historian, the audience is pouring in at this time like Jackson State playing Grambling. Both hosts like quarterbacks, but ain't scrambling. The Alcorn state of mind that I'm in got me blending in with standing out like Tiger Skin. Shout out to TSU and all the recruits turning down big schools for HBCUs. They changed up the scheme, so we changing the scenes. Money for our likeness is nice, but this means we gotta give it all that we got in this game. Black college grad myself, I went to pain. Pick, run, hit, or throw, that's your option. Discussing the coaches, wins, and the losses on the Afterglow.
See me letting go.
Scotty, you went crazy.
I'ma lose control.
Every Monday night at 8,
I'm not
super crazy.
afraid to fall.
Featuring
Watch me
Kofi and your boy
drink it
Scotty.
and feel it all.
You know what time it is?
Go,
Let's,
go,
you heard me. Let's
go,
season 2.
Go.
Enjoy.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, and you're watching the Afterglow show on this lovely Monday night. And you know this show wouldn't be nothing without my co-host. Go away!
What up, boy? What up, boy? Oh, what up, boy?
What's good?
What's good, man?
We still gotta do that Black Panther show. We won't do it tonight, but we gotta do it though. We got
Yes, sir.
Definitely gotta talk about it. How was your weekend, Kof?
It was great. It was great. You know, the Florida Classic was is always an epic event. For those that haven't had an opportunity to go, is Black people HBCU style. Now, you know, I've always said that the way that you can tell that you're at an HBCU game is really the aroma of the fish. But the Florida Classic takes it to a totally different level. It's a total, boy, we catch the fish right out the water and they bring it up there. The fish and the crabs, boy, they be trying to get out of Dodge come Florida Classic time because they be out of gas. And bro, they had like these brontosaurus like turkey legs on the grill. Oh my God, they were marinated. They had to be marinated for about at least a darn week, at least a week, because the aroma was just so strong, bro, and the line was just so long. Then they had people playing craps and dice in the streets and everything. Yeah, bruh, I making $200 bets and you know. Just all of this stuff, the car show, everything that comes along with the Florida Classic is uniquely Florida, and that's all I got to say about it.
Man, you said the crabs and the fish gotta get.
Bruh, the crabs and the fish be like, what time of year is it, boy? Oh my God, bruh. It's, oh God, they're going net. Let's get out of here, boy.
Yeah, you stupid.
Bruh, the pole crab, the pole fish, the pole little conchs. Oh my God, they just out of gas come Florida Classic week.
Boy, you stupid. That's funny. Now, I see you done something new. You know, usually you come all orange or all green. I see you went like a little throwback style. You know what I'm saying? You look a little, you know, hip hop Harriers. You know what I'm saying? That boy out there. I look right now, if you was my dad, I'd be like, turn that hat around. Turn that hat around.
I felt like wearing it this day because I feel hood today. I feel a little hood. So I'm wearing my hat like this for a reason. I feel a little hood today.
Oh, okay. I just thought, you know, you was coming.
I like that little hip hop. Boy, you went there with that one, boy. You wait till I get my little.
Yeah, when you came on, I was like, he looked like somebody, and I was searching it before we got started. I was like, yeah, that's it right there. I said, yeah, that's it right there. Hey, before we get going, I know you guys have seen our new graphic. I want to give a shout out to the guy who made it. He is in the chat right now. My boy, the HBCU Sports Wire. You can catch him on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter. All right, does great work. I mean, his cut-ups, his visually, he takes photography for HBCU, everything like that. So
yeah, bro. You know, just next time, connect with me, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook, and we'll get you in there.
All right, so shout out to him, man. Absolutely love the new graphic. He did that.
He hooked that up, bro.
He did that for me off the humble. I really appreciate it. Now, he ain't free. Now, if you want something, he ain't free.
He did great, man. Get the likes up. Let's go.
Yeah, get the likes up. Get the likes up. All right, but he hooked that up for. All right, so shout out to him, man. Absolutely love it. I was like, man, he doing it big. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's what happens when you got people that want to bless you. Like, hey, man, I love what you're doing. Hey, this is what I do. Now, he ain't cheap. All right, he ain't free. He did this one off the humble for me. All right, but he ain't cheap. My man got skills, though. He definitely got skills. So if you're looking to get some graphics done, definitely reach out to him. He's a one-man team, so don't be trying to overload him with stuff. All right, you know what I'm saying? So we go get into it, you know. I ain't gonna let that one go. I am not gonna let that one go.
Oh God.
Oh man. Hey, news you need to know. All right, now this Kofi, I really wanted to bring this up. This HBCU player is foregoing his senior year. Division II running back Emmanuel Wilson, great year at Fort Valley State. He's foregoing his senior year and jumping into the draft. Now, I have rarely heard of a Division II player not doing all 4 years in college before they get to the draft, but somebody's telling them something. I just thought this was some news y'all need to know. So
that's interesting. I wish him well. You know, but I want to say the Division II level is not devoid of talent. Let me first say that.
Absolutely.
Okay. They've got some talented players at the Division II level, and this young man did ball out. I hope that he has the right people in his ear. You know, because you know, a lot of times when nothing can mess your life up than the wrong information.
That's real.
You know, and so really having good people around you is essential if you're trying to get somewhere. Now, you know, maybe somebody told him, obviously somebody had to have told him that his draft grade had to have been between 5th and 7th, you know, and if he's trying to get paid now, you know, I can see his level of you know, desire increasing. But hey, my brother, it will not be easy. They're not going to hand it to you. So be ready, my brother. Be ready.
No, you know, I agree. But, you know, the thing for me is that running backs have a short lifespan. And the more carries you get, they always say that takes away from your lifespan as a running back in the league. So if he has the talent to make that next step early, definitely want to do it as quick as possible, because being a running back, your shelf life is about a good 4 to 6 years. And that's a good back, you know what I'm saying, at a high level. So
you have to be ready to take some hits. This ain't Division II.
Yeah.
It ain't even Division I. They hit you in the NFL. Melvin Gordon, who's a running back with Denver, just got waived. And everybody just knew this joker was going to be a star. But they was like, so long, bye-bye.
That boy trash.
So long, bye-bye. They was like, bro, you be hurt too much. We can't use you. They waived him like they just waived him like nobody's business.
Oh, he was bad. He's bad. Black Pilot, I got you. Hezekiah, that's a good name. Todd Gurley was in the same boat. He did get paid though. He definitely get paid. All right, some more news you need to know. Clarence McKinley coming back for Texas Southern.
Well, you knew he was coming back after he had that winning record. They're not used to winning at Texas Southern, so 6-5 is good for Texas Southern. They like stuff like that. That's what they do.
That Bama should have been gone. That Bama should have been gone.
You beat Southern 35-0. You beat Grambling, 41-7.
Yeah.
That kept him there. That kept him there. Grambling and Southern have just beaten Texas Southern down so many times. They're just like, oh, we won a game and we won it big. Let's keep them.
I'm gonna just leave that right there. All right, news you need to know. Deion Sanders engaging with talks with Colorado and South Florida. Report earlier in today. Now, Kofi, you are the all-knowing Florida man. You know what I'm saying? What does it look like for my man Deion Jesus Christ Jr. Sanders in Tampa?
He's going to get a lot of positive. I I want to say positive energy towards him. Everybody loves Deion, especially now that you've seen that he can get the job done. You've seen the type of players that he's able to attract.
Yeah.
So now everybody's like, you're doing this with like no resources and everything. So imagine what you could do at the University of South Florida. Like, we could really take what you have and like really take it to another level. Like, we could really win a national title. And he could, but he ain't going nowhere.
You know that, or you want him not?
I don't see them hiring Deion over Dan Mullen.
What?
I don't see it.
Other than because he's white?
Listen, that is Central Florida. Let me tell you about Central Florida. That is Klan country. Now, a little bit further east is worse. But that is definitely Klan country. And the people with the money,
didn't they just have a black coach?
They did with Willie Taggart, and then they kind of like let him go. And then they hired 2 more white people.
It was Charlie Strong, I thought, at South Florida.
Charlie Strong was there, but it doesn't change that he had a white wife too.
But Deion,
that's Klan country.
Deion
now, again,
likes white people. He's with Barstool. Barstool's all white. What you talking about?
No. I'm not saying Barstool is not racist. Barstool's not racist.
They're not.
Barstool sees the brand.
They're not.
I think they're obviously, if they're smart, they're going to offer Deion the job. I just don't think that he's going to take it.
Barstool's racist. Barstool's racist. It just doesn't bother Deion because he likes the money. But Barstool's racist. Like, everybody knows Barstool's racist.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know about that one. I don't agree with that one. Barstool racist as hell.
I don't follow Barstool like that, so that was a statement I shouldn't have said because I don't know them like that. I don't do a lot of research. I don't listen to them. But yeah, that was a joke. I retract that statement. I was wrong.
That's why they partnered with Willie and Gallup just to get it. Bro, listen, come on. We know what it is. You know what it is. You partner with black people, so you be like, I got black friends. Bama's, you racist. Them Bamas is racist. It's the clear cut. Oh, I got black friends. That's what Barstool does. That's why they got Deion and all them. Man, they racist. Anyway, whoa. I missed one.
What happened?
It's the wrong slide. I had another one.
What, you eating a bologna sandwich?
No, I'm eating Twizzlers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love my Twizzlers now. There you go. Sorry, guys. I put up the wrong slides. Let me see. Gotta talk about this one. Gotta talk about them Bama's not making the playoffs. No playoffs. No playoffs. What's up? What happened, Cole? What happened?
Well, I mean, we knew at the beginning of the year it was going to be a very, very long shot, for us to get them in. It was just going to be a long shot for FAMU to make it. That being said, they did everything they're supposed to do. Everything they're supposed to do, everything they require. The schedule was basically the same as it was last year. We had a better quality performance against University of North Carolina than we did South Florida last year. We scored 24 points against a team that was ranked higher. This team is going to be playing for the ACC championship. The difference is, when you're not at the table, you kind of like end up being on the menu. And last year we had Courtney, we had the whole documentary, we had him making calls, all of this stuff. But when Willie Simmons, in my opinion, basically said it best, when people find a way to include you, they find a way to look at the stuff and all of the reasons to include you. When they don't want to include you, they look at the things that don't include you, reasons not to include you in.
So what reason would they have to include you?
Well, they had, let's see, they have 8 Division I wins.
That all wins are not created equally. Like we understand.
Yeah, but see, that's perception there. And that's where I had a problem because, you know,
that's facts.
Let's look at it now. We had HBCUs across the board to have wins against PWIs. Now, people rate the SWAC low or whatever, but I'm looking at the fact that Southeastern Louisiana beat McNeese by 1 point. They won the conference. Alcorn beat McNeese 30-19 on the road.
Okay.
I'm looking at the fact that Southeastern Louisiana beat Northwestern State 23-7. Grambling beat Northwestern State 47-21. Alcorn went 4-4 in the conference. Grambling is 2-5. FAMU went 7-1.
How does that relate back to you?
All I'm saying is the SWAC is not as bad as it is perceived.
How does that relate back to FAM?
They won 9 games.
Beating who?
The people on their schedule.
That didn't beat nobody else.
They beat the people. That's all you can beat is the people on your schedule, Scotty. Who else they gonna beat?
Because you didn't want to schedule nobody.
That's not true. That's not true.
So Alabama, so Albany State, that's a good game.
Albany State's good for the pocketbooks.
That you barely beat. So I don't listen.
Albany State's good for the pocketbooks.
Don't cry about not being in the playoffs.
Look, we're not crying. We're not crying. We went 9-2. We whooped everybody else that was on our schedule. We ain't crying.
Oh, y'all blow my life with that. Oh my God, we went 9-2. You barely beat Albany State.
We beat them.
You got smashed by Jackson. You keep avoiding that. You don't even bring that up.
Well, look, let's talk about Jackson State. They beat us. We didn't play a good game. You went into that game not knowing the players that you're going to have from a mental standpoint. We were up against the wall. No excuses. We didn't play well. We got out coached. We got our heinies whooped. But let's look at this. Nick Saban lost 44-16 in the championship game to Clemson. Did he make it back? Absolutely. Urban Meyer got beat 31-0. Listen. No. Urban Meyer got his ass whooped every year, three years in a row, and they kept inviting him back. If they want you in, they're going to find a way to put you in. If they don't want you in, they're not going to put you in. It's the same thing.
That's not even
a 24-team playoff. 24 teams. FAMU's ranked 20th. You say no? Get out of here.
Dog, that's not even apples to apples. That's not even.
My point is, everybody gets whipped, bruh. Everybody loses a big game. Everybody has gotten blown out at some point. And we lost early under extreme and raggedy circumstances. These boys found a way to get it done. And I'm proud of them.
Who is your best win on the season?
I mean, if you ask me, let's say Southern.
And what they who have they beat?
Alabama, A&M, all of the teams that we play. You can only play the people on your schedule.
Bro, you're making my case.
Bama State.
Bro, you don't even have a signature win. That's the sad part about it. Because if you say Southern, they got smashed by Jackson State 35-0. So that doesn't, it's like they getting beat, it's no signature. You have no signature wins on your.
People perceive what they want to perceive, and people see what they want to see. Unfortunately, if FAMU had gotten in, it wouldn't be no complaints. We'd be in there. But the fact that they were 9-2 and didn't get in, it is what it is. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff, basically saying, we should start our own playoffs. I think at this point, they need to come together and start having some discussion.
Because clearly y'all don't want to schedule nobody to play in the real playoffs.
That's not true. Look, we got a history of playing. FAMU is the most successful team in FCS history among the HBCUs.
And 1980 crap again. Nobody wants to hear that crap.
You're not listening. You just running your mouth without knowledge. My point to you is FAMU has had the most wins of any HBCU in the FCS playoffs.
What have you done lately? Nobody cares. You got your ass whooped by Southeast Louisiana last.
And they got their ass whooped the next round, and they still back in there. What's the difference?
Because they won the division.
Whatever, bro. What's the difference? It's the same thing. They got killed worse. They got killed worse than we got killed.
bro.
It is what it is.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
You
Stop.
stop it. You stop it.
Need to schedule better competition. Stop putting Albany
Now,
State.
I will agree. I will agree with that. I will agree with that to an extent. But it was the same darn schedule as last year.
And they let y'all, and Blue told me everything in the world had to happen for y'all to get in. It happened. You snuck in, and then you get your ass whooped.
We didn't play well. And, we got out coached. But guess what? That happens. That happens to everybody.
That's the running theme with y'all. We got out coached. We got out coached. We got out coached. We got out
played. We got out coached. It's not a running thing. It doesn't happen often, but we got beat.
No, it's the running theme with y'all. It's a running theme. It's a running thing. Like anytime y'all get y'all butt whooped, we got out coached. Like, bro, like y'all don't never show up.
Look, sooner or later, you're going to get beat. Somebody is going to beat you. And we found out the hard way that our special teams really needed work and sucked. So he made an adjustment and went out and hired a special teams coach with a good history. So we're good.
All right. No, hopefully one year y'all schedule some real teams. Week 12 recap. All right, week 12 recap. Trap game of the century came and saw, and it conquered. I mean, Valley beat PV 27-7. I kept telling Bamas that Valley Field is nothing to play with. Kofi, did you get a chance to watch the game?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh!
I was debating whether or not to bring my belt out tonight because Prairie View had me all hyped thinking that they was going to get it together. There we go. But then I said, how you going to have a conference on the line? And I said a belt wouldn't be good enough. I need to pull out my shoe, my flip-flap. I need to pull out my flip-flap because they sat up there and had people believe it. Now, true to form, you did say that Valley had beaten them last year, which is true. Mm-hmm. So Valley went in there with confidence in the fact that the game was in Valley.
Didn't help.
It didn't help, but this just goes back to, just really the conference. Valley, as bad as they were, found a way at the end of the year to beat A&M and to beat Prairie View. Their team, I've been saying their team wasn't bad. I think now their bad loss, obviously Delta State's good. But from a conference standpoint, you have to beat a Delta State. But the talent is there. It's just the infrastructure with that program has to go to another level. Valley's going to win consistently. Man, I'm disappointed in Prairie View.
Watching that game,
I'm disappointed.
Everything in me was like, I've been telling people about PV. I've been telling people PV been trash since the beginning of the season. And
I'm so disappointed.
Everything just came to fruition. All right. They're not as good as people thought they were. All right. They're just not. And I feel like Stephen A. Smith, when he talks about the Cowboys, what will go wrong, whatever he says, what could go wrong will go wrong. And that's what PV. They're just not good.
Bruh.
In the one game you needed to solidify the SWAC championship, to be back-to-back SWAC championships, you couldn't beat the worst team in the conference. You deserve all that. You deserve that.
They need their ass whooped.
Bad.
If they had a bigger fan base, I would do it. But because nobody cares about Prairie View, I'm just chill. All right. Next.
Florida Classic. Straight ass whooping. God, dog.
The interesting thing was Musa got hurt. His ribs got hurt. He had to sit out. And he came back in and just from an offensive standpoint, they really had a solid game plan. They knew where to pinpoint. It's not like Cookman had a lights out defense. So we knew that we were going to score points, but without Isaiah and without Jenna Hunt, our defense was flat balling. And every time I was looking at Cookman's line of scrimmage, they were just doing like this. They were going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was just a telltale sign that FAMU was going to definitely dominate this game, and that's what happened. And, you know, just really the special teams, the way that they came through, the big hit by Tevin Griffey, the blocked extra point, the fake punt on 4th down, it was just a thing of beauty. And even the reverse pass, the double pass that
that was fire.
Great play. Great play. And Musa caught the ball and ran. I was like, sir, that's what you need to do. We need you to run just a little bit more, and you can be that dude. But this was a great game by FAMU. It was an excellent well executed play and game plan. We did good.
Man, it's just amazing to me how good your coaching shows up in bad teams. But the thing for me was Willie Simmons was in his bag. I mean, from beginning to end, I've never seen Willie coach. I mean, it was just like, it was all throughout the game. He was just on another level in play calling. I was just like, I couldn't even front on him. I was like, Willie is in his bag.
The key thing for me was the next to the last touchdown to Gross. When he checked in the game, I was like, it's going to Gross. But the play call, the way that he schemed behind the line of scrimmage and just wide open, and Musa just threw it straight to him, was a touchdown, bro. It was like, great play.
My thing is this. My favorite play was the under center fake.
Oh, bruh, yes. We had lined up under center the entire freaking year.
Can I finish my point?
Oh, sorry.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You had can I speak? Thank you. My favorite play, as I was saying, was Musa under center, fake jet sweep, play action lead, and he sends Musa on a deep post route. And I mean, it's wide open. It was perfectly schemed. What crazy is how the shift started. It was in shotgun. They were wide. He motioned everybody in. He went underneath center and then caught. Absolutely magnificent play. But go ahead. Now you go. Thank you.
Bruh, that was sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet. You know, just the 2 times that we lined up under center, we scored. You know, and really, you know, with all the shotgun stuff, seeing quarterbacks under center, being under center causes the defense to have to adjust in a way on 2 frames, because you have to respect the run. And if you do respect the run, it opens up the pass, which is what that did. So yeah. That was amazing. That was good stuff.
It was. I mean, man, Willie was definitely in his bag in that game. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely enjoyed every bit of it. I love me some great offensive play calling. All right, game of the week. Jackson State Alcorn. Kofi, you got anything on the game?
Alcorn had them, bro. They were right there.
Man.
Right there. It was brewing, it was showing, and then they threw the ball.
Oh, man.
There are 2 plays in football that I really, every time it's done, my breath just is like, oh my God. That pass to the sideline, I don't care if it's pro or college, always just about gives me, I'll be like, pick. And when Alcorn's QB did it, I was like, this is sure enough a pick. It took 20 seconds for the ball to get there. Then when it got there, Travis, you're like, oh my God, what a great play. It's the wrong play. If you're going to pass against Jackson State, you have to work the middle of the field and you have to pass deep. If you don't work the middle of the field or you pass deep, those out routes, they're too well coached and they're too athletic. If you don't have a quarterback with a laser-like arm, you're going to be in trouble. Mm-hmm. And especially in a crucial point in the game like that, I'm like, bro, you got a close game. run the ball and play field position and put yourself in position to win. Don't hand it to him off a dumb mistake. You don't have Dan Marino back there. You don't have Patrick Mahomes back there.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you got to do something extra. It was a winnable game till they turned the ball over.
Absolutely. The thing, okay, first of all, when you're throwing a hitch route like that, you're taught to throw it to the sideline and not to the inside of the field, because if you throw it to the sideline, right, it's really to where your receiver can get it or it goes out of bounds. You're not supposed to throw it to the middle of the field because he breaks on it, stuff like that. Anyway, I thought Alcorn played out of their mind defensively. I hadn't seen all year Jackson State's offense look so inept. Like they couldn't get anything going. Like it was just trouble after trouble after. I mean, constantly punt. I was surprised how inept the offense looked. I was surprised how bad Shador looked. Like,
bruh, listen,
bad.
It's a rivalry game on the road. It's a rivalry game on the road. Alcorn's home environment is definitely one of the more hostile environments in the SWAC. You know, and being in that environment, being in a big game like that against a team that is as physical as Alcorn was and intent on trying to save their season off of one game, they gave it everything they could possibly give it. You know, I'm proud of the way Alcorn played, but I didn't like the crucial side is this did stupid stuff. I just wish they had.
I liked, even though Trey Lawrence, his stat line is horrible. I just want to be his stat line is like 8 for 23 and 180 yards and a touchdown, or maybe no touchdown or a pick or whatever. But I love the way he competed. Like, you don't see a lot of quarterbacks have the
heart.
The heart, the vigor to really come out and throw the ball against Jackson. And I was surprised how much they allowed him to throw the ball. But I'll tell you one thing, Montario Hunt, if Jesus Christ, that kid was playing out of his mind. And he was making Travis, when he had opportunities, anytime he had a true opportunity to make a play, he was making plays for his quarterback on Travis. So one, I got to give Trey Lawrence credit for being for not being scared to throw that way, but you got to understand the situation. And then I got to give credit to Alcorn, but got to give credit to Jackson State. Listen, winners find a way to win. That's just what it is. Losers find a way to lose, and winners find a way to win. And one thing or another, that's what teams do. They figure out ways to win, and you get the win no matter what. And that's what happened. They walked into Lorman and came out with the win in a hostile territory, and they did what they needed to do. So great game, great environment. And I'm just glad that Alcorn put up some heavy fight. You know what I'm saying? And didn't just lay down.
They wasn't finna do that.
Oh, absolutely loved it. This game. Man, oh man. What you talking about? You talking about sick? Man, let me tell you. I would have fired McKinley just off this game alone. So
that's that upset bird.
Yeah, that one hurt. Because I mean, the thing about it is what's so sad is what this team looks like without Andrew Body. Like, that's what's so sad about it, because A&M couldn't touch. They couldn't touch. Like, when Andrew, like, they were getting whatever they wanted all game. It was 20-3 going into the fourth. A&M was dead to rights. Andrew goes down. They scored 21 unanswered points.
That's ridiculous.
I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life.
That's ridiculous.
He goes down, and they go 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter.
That's ridiculous. That should never happen. I don't, That's ridiculous. What was the quarterback? Oh, that wasn't even Glass playing for Alabama A&M last
It
year.
was Xavier, and that Bama can't even throw the. He can't.
That's
even
my point.
He can't even throw the ball.
That's horrible, bro.
You needed one stop. You needed one stop. See, people would like to blame Andrew for the fumble, but when Andrew fumbled, it was 20-3. Like when he fumbled the ball in the back of the end zone, it wasn't 17-20. It was 20-3.
20-3.
With 12 minutes left in the game when he fumbled.
In the game.
So miss me with that. It's. I'm telling you right now, if I was the bodies, Texas Southern better put my son's name on the stadium to make me stay at the school. Texas Southern better put my son's name on the stadium to make me stay at this school because we in the portal. We in the portal. That's just how I feel about that. That's just how I feel about that. I ain't never gonna let that go. That one. That's crazy. That's crazy. How are they overhyped all year when they were picked to go last and they were in the game to win the SWAC championship? Like, make that make sense. That's how stupid.
Texas Southern had it, bro.
You're picked to go last in your division, and you're in the game to win the SWAC to go to the SWAC championship, but you're overhyped all year. Bama's is dumb. Bama's is dumb. All right, listen. Let's get into it. You already want to know what it is. It's the infamous I said ho. All right, buy, sell, hold. Terry Sims gets fired.
Oh, he ain't going nowhere.
What? I'm buying that. I am buying this. This Bama gots to go.
He should have been gone 2-3 years ago. But the fact of the matter is, when you're talking about hiring somebody, you need money.
So now we
need money.
So now
and Cookman is not in a position with that.
Wow.
And that's really part of the reason, not to mention all of the things that Sims has had to go through. I mean, 2 hurricanes in the same year, having to practice, couldn't practice on your same field, all of this stuff. That's just crazy. I don't see them getting rid of him.
I'm gonna buy it. You got listen. If we just holding on to coaches because we broke.
No, I'm telling you, I get what you're saying. And for me, he would have been gone 2 years ago. But the fact of the matter is, they not going to get rid of him.
Man.
For me, like, if this is FAMU, like, after the Classic, like, 1 year we lost the Classic, the president was in the locker room after the game, told the team, there will be wholesale changes in the program. There will be wholesale changes in the program. We love our athletes and what you all mean to Florida A&M University. Just wanted to let you all know that. Coach didn't even ride back on the bus.
Wow. Woo!
All I'm saying is FAMU is different in that regard. Right now, Terry Sims has an emotional connection to those that are making decisions. And largely because of the hurricanes and the amount of craziness that he's had to go through and endure that were administrative issues, he's going to stay.
I bet would have been fired. He would have been fired on the field. Straight Herman Edwards style. Thank you for all your stuff. God, yo. Get gone. Next up.
Bye.
Marcel Ho, All-Core and changes the OC.
Bye. But more importantly, they need to upgrade the position at QB, and that's what they're going to do, and that's why they're going to make the change.
I like Trey Lawrence. I ain't gonna lie.
I like him too, but they're going to upgrade that position.
I think he needs to give a chance. But I mean, everything is like a microwave generation, so of course you got to get you somebody that can get the job. But if I'm all corn, I gotta let Elliott go. Gotta let that white boy go. Gotta buy. I gotta buy. Gotta let that white boy go. All right, he ain't good for business. All right, he is not good for business. And go get you somebody else. Just go do that and go get you somebody else. I need to buy that. All right, next up. Recap. I think I sold this one, but they end up pulling it out. Trash. Swear to God, they trash. But you know, it is what it is. Congratulations to AMN. It's your trash. All right, next up. Basso. Recap. You know, I should have added playoffs in there. It would have been a no. So added playoffs in there. Would have been a no. All right, next up. Another recap. All right. Closed it out. Hail to the no. Hell to the hell no. To the no.
To the no. Hell to the no.
Hell no. Couldn't get the job done. Couldn't get the job done. Take their ass home. All right. Next up. Basso. Valley makes a change at coach.
Sell. They ain't making no change.
I'm a hold. I've been hearing some stuff. I've been hearing some things.
First of all, who you gonna hire to take that darn job? Dancy has recruited. He's made them competitive. They would be stupid.
We'll see. I think it's fair. I would look for somebody else, but that's it for it. That was buy, sell, hold for the week. All right, let's get into these week 13 matchups, Kof. All right, not too many. Got the Turkey Day Classic. I was about to call it the Who Cares Classic, but hey, you know, I was like, I ain't gonna do nobody like that because then people get emotional. You know what I'm saying? Scotty, he doesn't like us HBCU classics. He's a hater. Wah. Turkey Day Classic. Do you care, Kof? Because I don't.
Not really, but Alabama State.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Alabama State fans. You got a game plan. Congratulations. Now, if this was Tuskegee,
yes, sir,
I would be a lot more interested, but they're in the playoffs. Are they in the playoffs?
No.
Oh yeah. I wish this would. Oh man, I would have loved to see this game, Tuskegee versus Alabama State. That would have been a great game. I don't know why. I don't know who in the hell told them to put UAPB. This ain't even worth it. Like, who really wants to go to this game? But hey, teach his own. So, all right, next up. Man, this is what it's all about. The Pop Warner Classic in the Superdome. Dooley, Hugh Jackson, Southern, Grambling battling it out for the chance for Southern to go to the SWAC championship. Oh, it don't get no better than this. It don't get no better than this. Nah, this dude. It don't get no better, Kofi. If you're Dooley right now, how much pressure is on you to win this game?
Oh, they say pressure bust pipes. His pipes done already burst. His pipes that already burst. It's that much pressure.
Woo, man.
He's got to win this game. And it ain't gonna be easy.
I'm gonna tell you this. If this Bama loses this game, he might be the only coach I've ever seen get fired on the first year.
Bruh, it's crazy, dude. He's Southern has to win this freaking game. They've got to win this game. Legit.
Man. Boy, you definitely look like him now. Boy, once you see it, you can't not see it. Once you see it, you just cannot not see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
You ain't sorry.
You just cannot not see it. You know
You ain't sorry.
But I'll tell you this, if that Bama loses, this will be the first time I've ever seen a first-year coach get fired in the first year. You know what I'm saying? But, all right, Kofi, Graham wins if.
Grambling going to win this game if they run the ball and they're able to stop Southern's run. That's always fundamental for me, but with Grambling, it's definitely key. If they get efficient play from Calvez, who is a dual threat QB, they let that boy get loose, it's going to be a long day for the S. They don't have anything to lose. There is absolutely no pressure on Grambling.
Facts.
So I'm looking for Grambling to throw the entire kitchen sink at Southern, like everything in Hugh Jackson's little playbook. You probably gonna have an opportunity to see. They're gonna try to put Southern's defense under immense pressure, and they have the personnel and capability to do it. And the fact that they won the game last year under these same kind of extreme circumstances makes me think that Grambling definitely has more than a real shot to win this game.
I like that. I like it. All right, Southern wins if.
Southern University will win this game if whoever is starting plays mistake-free ball. Can't throw no picks, buddy. Not in this rivalry game. You do that, that's gonna be a major issue. And commit to the running game. And by that, what I'm saying is, not just hand the ball off, but be creative from the standpoint of using the skill set of your QBs. The fact that they're speedy, they're quick, they're elusive. Commit to using that as an asset in your play calling. Now, the main thing, number 3, is maintain the rushing lanes to keep Calvez in the pocket. If you let Calvez get out there and he's picking up first downs with his feet, it's going to be a long day. But if you make him stay in the pocket and make him have to make throw after throw after throw after throw, I think that's the way you want to try to you definitely want to win that game.
My bad, guys. I didn't change the top of it. That's on me. My bad.
Okay.
God, no, man. Black people love to find something wrong. You know who he's talking about. Shut up. Hey. Jesus, man. They're like, it says all court. You know who the hell we talking about? Come on.
We're talking about Southern.
Jesus Christ, bro. I even changed the colors for y'all. Dang, man. Black people always want to find something wrong. You know you didn't put a comma there. Shut up.
You didn't capitalize that letter at the first part of it.
Like, you know what we talking about. Stop.
You ain't put a period at the end. It's supposed to be a question mark.
You know what I'm saying?
You misspelled his name.
You know what I'm talking about.
Southern has a U.
Oh, my gosh, boy. Black people, God, kill me, boy. Yeah, if I be at your job, I don't see you. Wait, why you didn't do the email this one? Anyway, Grambling wins if. All right. Run the ball, but power running formations, not the spread stuff. Give me some 2 tight ends. Give me some 3 tight ends. Give me some I formation. Give me some power running formations. All right. Calvez, I agree, has to be special and mistake-free. His legs, a lot of people don't understand, and Kofi seen it up close and personal. His legs are different. All right. He can for a little skinny boy, that boy can get loose real quick. All right. And don't sabotage yourself. Like they are so snake bitten. A big play, a fumble. You know what I'm saying? Holding penalties, PI. It's just one thing after another. Don't sabotage yourself in this game. Play a clean game as best you can, and you'll have a chance to win the game. Southern wins. Hey, Blue, I hate that you know me so well, bro. Don't play McCray. I hate that Blue knows me so well, bro. You get on my nerves. When I saw him put it in the chat, I said, this man knows me too well. Don't play McCray. Listen, number one, it should be number 1, number 2, and number 3. I ain't even going to hold you. It's I can't stand Blue. All right. Stay balanced on offense. Don't become one-dimensional. And that's one thing that Southern has fallen into many times is where they get pass happy. Dooley gets very pass happy when he has the backs to hold up and run consistently. And the defense has to stay disciplined. All right. They've had a hard time with Jackson State running in their lane. Staying in their rush lanes and things like that. Have to be disciplined. Have to make sure that they're doing the right thing and everything like that. So that's what Southern wins. All right. Final scores for us is, all right, me and Kofi both have Southern winning. Kofi has 28-24. Southern, I got Southern winning 31-21. If Dooley loses this game, Kofi, because think about this, Kofi, all the stuff that had to happen just for you to get this opportunity to be in this position to win the game. And if he comes up short,
this ain't going to be no easy. Grambling is more than capable of beating Southern. They proved that last year with an interim head coach. With everything going against them. They're going to be emotionally charged for this game.
Yeah.
They're going to be ready to play. Hugh Jackson is an excellent play caller when he wants to be. If Calvez gets loose, it's not going to be good for Dooley. And it's going to be hard for them to generate the kind of momentum to sustain a program.
How much credibility to do? Okay, now let's be real. I know a lot of people won't say this because in the grand scheme of everything, 2 or 3 years down the line, you won't remember that Southern literally backdoored their way into the SWAC championship. You know what I'm saying? If they do make it, what kind of atmosphere can you expect from a boombox SWAC championship?
It's going to be typical boombox. It's going to be big. It's going to be much bigger than it was last year. Even though Prairie View, they had a little swag to them, but it's different when Jackson State plays Southern. The problem is now, if Southern doesn't start Bashan and they get off to a better start, they could make the game competitive. But I don't think they're ready to beat Jackson State yet. They could, but based off what I've seen from Dooley this year, I haven't seen his teams play disciplined football, except for that Prairie View game. And he knew that team backwards and forwards.
What's tough to me is I think it's always tough to beat a team twice. It really is.
It's tough, but it's even worse because, again.
Can I finish? I appreciate it.
Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's tough to beat a team twice. And the thing to me, and I would have been on the Southern, even picking for that game, I just don't like the way that Southern is coming into this game. I do like that they played Bubba for the Valley game, and he looked pretty decent. But what I'm saying is they don't seem like they're peaking. They seem like they're just getting by. But the worst thing for Jackson is not peaking. For the last 2 or 3 games, they have been playing bad. So I actually think you're going to it's a really a middle point for this, that who's going to rise to the challenge of this game, because neither team is playing great football at this point in time. But go ahead.
Yeah, if McCray doesn't play, there's gonna be a song. If McCray doesn't play, Southern has a chance. Yeah. If McCray doesn't play, I believe that Southern will be much more efficient on offense. The thing is, as it always comes down, you have to score at least 21. And you can't put Jackson State's offense in an advantageous position. The one thing that Jackson State, that Southern didn't do, they didn't play discipline on defense, and they let Shadur run wild.
Yeah, he did. He definitely
he's a dual threat QB. You let Shadur score with his feet that far out, you're not disciplined. Like you're clearly playing the wrong defense. And I would be interested to see the kind of adjustments that Dooley would make if, and that's a big if, he gets the opportunity to play this game again.
Absolutely. All right, call lines are open. Before I get to the call lines, once again, our registry is available online at mrmrsscript.com. You can go there. You can check out our registry. You can check out our love story. You can check out, if you would like to donate or whatever. We would appreciate that. All right. So it is what it is. So make sure if that's something you're looking to do, you can do that for us, and we will very much appreciate it. All right. We might be selling some wedding day tickets. So if you would like to, if you're interested in the wedding, I don't know. I gotta talk. We still gotta talk it over, but we might have some. We were going to give some away, but we had to cut down on our number for the wedding, so we're only inviting 50 people. All right, so we're trying to figure out if it's going to be how we're going to do that with maybe 5 or 7 or 8 people from the channel being able to buy their ticket, and we'll give that privilege to the members first, and then we'll open it up to the public if that's what it is. All right, call lines are open. 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. She said 5 tickets. We'll sell 5 tickets. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you want a +1, that means you got to buy 2 tickets.
Dooley gone Dooley.
Dooley gone Dooley. Let me get to the guy. 1027 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
Hey, Scotty. How you doing, Kofi?
What's up?
Hey.
Buy, sell, hold. Prime is going to be here next year.
Ooh.
Bye.
I'm selling it. I'm selling it. Yeah, I'm selling it.
I don't know. I'm a hold, man. I don't know what that man has got up his sleeve. But that's like half the team is going to transfer if this man leaves. Maybe more than half. I don't know if you stick around at Jackson State if it's a primeless Jackson State.
Well, I mean, I don't think – okay, I'll say this. I think kids will look to the portal, but it all depends on who comes in. I think if Ashley could bring in a great coach, I don't think a lot of kids will jump in the portal. But
Jerry Mack would be a great coach for Jackson State, having been a graduate, won the MEAC. He's had all kinds of experience at the Division I level. I think Jackson State's program is at a spot.
I've been told Jerry Mack is not coming back to the SWAC or HBCU football at this point.
Oh, wait,
at this point right now.
I gotta ask a question. Do you go back to a graduate coach after prime?
No.
I don't know if that's the move.
There's only one prime. Yeah,
there is only one prime, but it's like being a kid. You do the wrong thing. Someone comes and shows you the right thing, and then you just go back and do the wrong thing again. That's
There's only one
hiring the graduate would do.
There's only one prime. There's only one person that can bring the level of influence the way that he has, to have the kind of voice that he's had. Say you bring in a Ray Lewis. You know, he's not prime.
But he's still Ray Lewis.
He's Ray Lewis, but he's not prime. Now, Ray Lewis probably could. Ed Reed doesn't. He's Ed Reed, but he doesn't have the personality of a prime. But the kids respect him, and they will be able to recruit the same kind of caliber athletes.
I 100% agree with what you're saying. All right, thank you guys, and have a great show tonight, man.
Hey, no problem. Appreciate it. Thank you for the call. 1296 coming to you.
Hey, what's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Hey, listen, let me ask I got a few questions. I ain't gonna hold you long. I know y'all got a lot of callers. Do you think, let's say if Deion goes to USF, and let's just say the quarterback competition is deep, and Shador, doesn't beat out the guys, do you think he still starts him?
Say that again.
Let's say Prime goes to USF. He gets the job. He takes it. He takes Shador. Now, the D1 level FBS could be different. Let's say if the quarterback competition is deep and he ain't the best guy, and he ain't the best guy, do you think he still starts him or no?
Of course he starts him. It's his son. He didn't take the job for him not to start.
Okay. All right. And my next question is, you say, okay, Rashawn McCray's bad at quarterback. Do you think they use him? You say it's not bad.
He's not good. So I mean,
he's not their best option. I put it like that.
He's bad. Continue.
Why aren't they playing Noah Bowden? Is he not good either?
I think Noah's just young. I mean, that's really just it for me. I just think he's young. I mean, he has time. He needs some little time to develop. I don't see. Listen, man. I mean, I think Bubble McDaniels was probably the best option right now because he's a little older. He's had some games under his belt. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the guy you want to go with. I think Blood is probably the most. I like Blood a little bit. I don't know, man. They say Noah Bond. They said Noah has the strongest arm. They said he has an NFL caliber arm, but I mean, I don't know what Dooley's looking at. For me, it's no way that McCray should have been starting over any one of those guys. Period. They just don't make sense to me. So. Right.
Okay. So you think maybe in that game they used Rashawn McCray at receiver against Grambling? Okay. Last question. I'm gonna get off the line. I know you got a lot of people calling. If Southern loses, who plays Jackson in the SWAC championship?
PV.
Okay. All right, man. Appreciate you guys taking my call. Have a good show.
No problem, man. Appreciate it. 9630. Dr. Lindsay. Mr. Lindsay coming to you.
Hey, Scotty, man. Kofi, how are you tonight?
Hey.
Thank you for taking my call. So, okay, thought-provoking conversation here. Back to what we were talking about last night, real quick, if you indulge me for a minute, Scotty, give me that bandwidth. If we're not doing well, and as far as financially,
who's we?
I'm asking you guys. I'm talking about as far as the SWAC, right? They're not doing well financially. Can somebody tell me what is the benefit of the NCAA for the SWAC?
Kofi, you want to answer this question, or you just going to drink?
I would say, really, from a governing standpoint or a governance standpoint, you have that plus, just your other sports. There's more sports than just football.
I get it, but isn't football funding the other sports?
Especially at HBCUs and really just about everywhere. Absolutely. My point is, basketball, we've seen the possibilities with even the SWAC Pac-10 challenge that took place last week. that we can be competitive in basketball. There's a lot of money, especially if our teams are able to get to the Sweet 16 level and beyond to win a few rounds in the tournament. There's money to be made. That being said, if we're looking at breaking off and doing our own thing as HBCUs, that takes leadership, intelligence, incredible structure, and a ton of other resources and relationships. And we haven't begun to have serious conversation about that occurring as of yet. It's all just an idea. It's a concept. Somebody has to take the lead and say, let's do this in order for something like that to really manifest. Can it manifest? Yes. Will it manifest? I don't know. And it won't be this year.
All right, Scotty, let me ask you. HBCU has been doing the same thing for years. NCAA has always put them on the back burner, no matter what. Why, in your opinion, the fresh thought, right? Why wouldn't they just take a chance and say, okay, you've already been shitting on us since the beginning?
I can stop you right there. I can stop you right there. If you don't have, it's like the SWAC does not have FU money. Okay? Like when you're living check to check, you can't just say, you know what, I'm gonna say FU to my job and think you're gonna survive. That's not how that works. So if you don't have FU money, you don't even have the freedom to say, I'm gonna take a chance on this. Because if it doesn't work out, what do you have to fall back on?
But you never had anything to fall back on, right?
But if you step out on your own independently and you don't have any FU money, where do you go?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm just like wondering how much money has the NCAA actually invested into HBCUs all this time. So my point is, I'm not for it or against it. I'm just trying to figure out if they are not giving any money to HBCUs now and they're letting them fail on their own. What does it matter if you have FU money when the NCAA is already saying FU?
Because at the end of the day, they give you something. Once again, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, that means you're getting money. It's not enough. What is it? Just over broke? That's what a job is. Just over broke, right? So if you then step out on your own, you are no longer just over broke. You just broke. Go ahead,
Roger that. That. I got you. I feel what you're saying. I hadn't thought about that, but I just didn't know how much NCAA was giving HBCUs as in totality. So maybe somebody can put that in the chat.
Mr. Lindsay.
Second question, and I'm gonna let you go.
Mr. Lindsay, Kofi wants to say something. Go ahead, Kofi.
In a nutshell, when it comes to HBCUs, we know specifically what we need to do when it comes to our own personal state structures and suing the state. It really begins there and getting the money that the state governments owe our HBCU institution. And if we're going to be successful long term, that is something that we legitimately have to invest in because they owe us billions.
Y'all need to get some corporate thugs.
That's fair.
That's what you need.
That's fair.
That too.
You know what I mean? But the second question is, and then I'm gonna let you go. I know you got. So, what if, like, say, Prime leaves or whatever? But a lot of people shit on him. But he started like in Little League and worked his way up. So when people say he didn't put his due diligence in, I kind of give that a pause.
What?
But I digress.
Are you comparing coaches who've been coaching for 15 to 20 years in college or high school over a guy who worked his way up from Pee-wee, coaching his own son the whole time? Is that what you're comparing it to?
Negative. What I'm saying is coaching is coaching. No matter if you're coaching your son, you still have to take it.
That's what you're saying then.
In consideration.
That's what you're saying.
And I'm not saying he's a Nick Saban or a Stoop or a Lane Kiffin. I'm just simply saying he just didn't decide like Eddie Robinson one day, I want to coach. So you got to put respect on that. I didn't do real estate and then decide to coach one damn day. That's all I'm simply saying. But if he was leaving, could a Herm Edwards fill that void? And then I know you got to go, Scotty. I'm not going to, but I appreciate the time, man, and I appreciate your dialogue.
No problem. Thank you so much, Mr. Lindsay. Appreciate the call. Me personally, I don't want Herm Edwards. That's just me personally. I don't have any qualms about Herm. I think Herm Edwards is a good guy. I just don't feel like. Now, don't get me wrong. If he goes to UAPB, that's an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. That's an upgrade. If he goes to Bethune-Cookman, that's an upgrade. I mean, but me personally, Herm Edwards at Jackson State, I don't like that. I really don't. I don't think that's a good fit. But I think he can make other programs relevant in their little spaces. But I wouldn't want him at Jackson State. Nah, I'm good on that. If I was a Jackson State fan, I wouldn't want that either. So, but I'll say this before I take this call. 421A, I'm coming to you next. To compare, and I get it, because I was on Eddie Robb, and I get it. I don't agree with Eddie Robb going from real estate to coaching. I get it. But to say Deion, like, bro, come on, bro. Like, you literally have been coaching your son his whole life, and you're coaching him again. That's uno. And then you go ahead.
Jeff Saturday.
You know what I'm saying? But to me, I give credence to playing in the NFL. You know what right looks like, right? I'll give you some credence to that. Same thing with Eddie Robb. Do I think Eddie Robb deserves it more than Deion? Absolutely not. That's a friend hire if I've ever seen one with Eddie Robb. Not an OC, not an assistant, nothing. I mean, hell yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But with Deion, I wouldn't compare him to, you know what I'm saying, like the Dooleys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't really, and I'm not saying Dooley's all world, but he's put in his time, he's put his effort to get to where he's at. So
I think also you have to legitimately, you don't have to, but I give Deion credit for being a student of the game. Does he have a lot to learn? Yes, but he knows a lot about the game. Not to mention, with coaching, much of coaching has to deal with communication and organization. And Deion is excellent at both.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, 4218 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
What's good? What's your name? Where you call from?
Aubrey from Charleston, South Carolina. I don't really have a question, man. I got a statement. I've been watching you for a couple months now, and you was talking about something last night as far as why don't we make, as far as the playoffs and creating our own value. But I would say this, right? That's more than an HBCU problem. You feel me? I see that in our community. It's like we don't realize our own worth, our own value, and everybody else does. The black dollar is worth, billions of dollars, maybe trillions if I'm not mistaken. But if we would invest in our own and build up our own, then we won't have to worry about, like you were saying last night, the NCAA or whoever about trying to get into their playoffs. We can make our own playoffs, and then they got to come knocking to see what we doing. That's all I got, bro.
Hey, no, I appreciate the call, my boy.
Most definitely.
What you got, Kof?
I mean, I agree, but we talked about this last year. Here we are in another year. We're talking about it again.
You talk about it.
Yeah. At what point does leadership really take a serious look at it and say we can do this and then do it?
Listen, man. I sat here. I've been sitting here all day. I've talked to a few people, and I have just been pondering how you have the FCS playoffs, which has about, I'll say, what, 3 to 4 games, 3 or 4 rounds. If you added one more round before the Celebration Bowl, what's the difference? What is the difference? The NCAA approved the Celebration Bowl. Why can they not approve a doubleheader game 1 week before the Celebration Bowl? It's no different than what they're going on in the FCS playoffs. It just doesn't make sense to me of how you couldn't get that ratified to make that happen. And my biggest issue is this: instead of Deion fighting for a bowl game for Jackson State to get in, fight for your own infrastructure. Fight for something that you can keep in-house and grow it, and then let it blossom on its own. And now you're making money hand over fist with the city and an extra game and more sponsors, more money. Like that to me is where you kind of like mine your culture. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But go ahead. What you got, Kof?
No, bro. I mean, at some point, you got to take the steps towards doing it. That's Deion. That's Coach Simmons. That's our commissioner. That's the MEAC commissioner. That's the SIAC, CIAA commissioner, taking the steps to have conversations, say, let's take a look at this. Here's what this model is going to look like. It's the same thing that happened years before the actual playoff actually took place. It started with the BCS. Then people looked at it, was like, okay, but what if you have multiple undefeated teams? You're leaving so many people out.
Yeah.
So they kept discussing it. I said, all right, we'll do 4. So finally they got to the spot where they did 4. Now we're saying that we're going to move to 8. When does that start?
I think not maybe next year or either year after next.
Okay. So it starts with having the conversation, serious conversation, to get stuff like this done. It would sell in Black America with all of the major Black media that's coming up now and sponsors. It would sell.
It would. And the thing about it, Kofi, will make it so, and 3762, I promise I'm getting to you. What would make it so crazy is, when have you ever had a doubleheader in one stadium, in one city at the same? Can you imagine? Let's say the doubleheader is Jackson versus A&T and NCCU versus FAMU. So when one crowd is coming in or one crowd is coming out, another crowd is. Come on, man! And all that tailgating mixed together. That was
crazy. But we've done that. We did that 1 year in '93. Bethune played. I don't know if it was Lane. Bethune played somebody like a Lane. I can't remember exactly, but they played in the early day. And then FAMU, this is in Jacksonville, FAMU and Tennessee State came that evening and played, and it was lit.
Yeah, it would be crazy. And then you could sell it like doubleheader tickets. So like 2, you know what I'm saying?
Battle of the Bands, parade.
All that, man. All that.
All that.
It'd be crazy. 3762 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
What's up, Kofi and Scotty? Keith, thumbs up. One of my things, as far as going back to kind of talking about the playoffs, my big thing was, how did the NCAA go from telling FAMU that pretty much it's almost a win and you're in deal, and going to the point of telling FAMU that you're a very likely host, to not even being in there at all. So that was one of my problems. And then if you think about it, Orange Boston Classic weekend, we literally did that with, you had BCU one day and then FAMU Jackson State the next.
They were at 2. It was 2 different days though. It wasn't the same.
2 different days.
It was 2 different days.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying though. I mean, yeah, it was saying the same city and everything like that. But I'm talking about like literally an early morning game compared to a night game. That's what. But
absolutely, it wasn't. Now this wasn't exactly the same stadium, but in Atlanta in 1991, FAMU played Tennessee State in the day game, and in the evening game, it was South Carolina State versus Southern at Georgia Tech. It was colored people everywhere, bro. It was just colored people everywhere. It's just parties and everything. It was nuts.
That's funny. That's crazy. But listen, the one thing I did learn is that you have to put in a bid for the playoffs before. It's like trying to give you a good example. It's like a blind bid for spades, right? Like before you see your hand, you got to bid. So it's not saying like, oh, because you were a possibility of going to the playoffs. Let's not act like they weren't a possibility. So it's like bidding. It's like a blind nil. Like you're like, okay, I got a blind nil of 5, right? And then Montana's like, I got a blind nil of 10. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is bidding without knowing if they're in or not. Okay. Some teams knew they were in because of their records. Some teams didn't know, but you got to bid, and that's how that works. So regardless if you're in or out, because think about it. If you don't know if you're in, if you knew you're out, why would you bid? You know what I'm saying? Like you're like, oh, I'm not bidding. No, I know. I mean, you know, it's that's how it works. All right, Q, Quince, coming to you. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Good.
Hey,
how you doing?
Good morning, everybody from South Iraq. Man, how's it going, man?
That's good.
First off, happy belated birthday, Kofi. Hey,
thank you, man.
And congratulations on the marriage.
Thank you, Q. Appreciate you, man.
You know, appreciate it, guys. Hey, as the one of maybe 10 Prairie View A&M fans that are out there, I've been seeing your post, Scotty. I know you've been on Prairie View A&M. But here's what I got with Prairie. I got something to say. Unfortunately, I've been trying to call in, but the phone lines and everything as well. So, man, if you just give me a second, man.
Go ahead. Do you think?
First off, appreciate you for bringing to light what's been going on with that young lady with the volleyball team. Tacho, get your ass out of there. You ain't got no respect for the program. And also, you deserve to be fired. And one thing that really pisses me off is they didn't give her fired because she could be fired with cause, just for her toxic behavior. But they still have her on staff, and that's just Prairie View being Prairie View. Prairie View is historically for being average, and that's just. And with that young lady who suffers from mental health, and and then have her. Mental health status being exposed by the assistant coach, but the brother of the assistant coach who just basically would like to who heard from because of pillow talk or table talk. Now that's a $10,000 HIPAA violation. Asking the young lady, have you taken your meds? And don't worry, as someone who's this is my 6th combat tour over here in either Iraq or Afghanistan, I've suffered from PTSD. So having that being exposed is that's appalling. So I'll make sure that Prairie View understands that when I'll be doing a HIPAA violation claim against that university, and I'm sending them your video. So appreciate it. Thank you, Scotty.
You ain't playing, Q.
Hey, also, and here's the deal. I'm a Prairie View fan. Prairie View don't have fans. Prairie View just have alumni who go to who meet up with their alumni, and they just go to the game as a venue. And here's the deal, man. I'm a football fan of Prairie View A&M. They're currently in a hunt for the SWAC championship in spite of not being able to go to practice in the summertime, not being able to work out because they didn't have their crap together. And these guys when they use their voice to call out them trying to get their crap together, because these teams, these guys, they want to play, they wanted to practice. Then after that, the coach get online, and after that, they basically say if anything that needs to be said don't need to be said online, or I'm going to take your scholarship or something like that. I think you exposed there, Scotty. Do you remember that back in the summertime?
Yeah, I do. Is where the players, they couldn't speak out because the coach is going to pull their scholarships.
Wow.
Yes. So here's the deal, man. These guys they're winning in spite of that. So Prairie View is historically known for being average. They don't care about winning. They just care about going 500 to being competitive. You know, have you ever coached a kid in track and field race where you run in the track and field race and the kid like, hey man, stop, you're in front, stop looking back, and he's looking back, smiling, laughing at the kid. But then after everybody else comes there and passes up, they don't want to be great. Prairie View as a program just wants to be in the conversation. As long as they're in the conversation, everybody's good. I mean, so Prairie View don't care about winning championships. That's period. So I'm just going to say this now. Prairie View is being Prairie View. They may moonwalk their way back to the SWAC championship, but even if they're the fans going to be about, I'll say it's going to be about 90% JSU. It's going to be 90% JSU. They're going to fill out the stands, and then after Prairie View, we're going to get their little 10% and of the stands. And I'm just say this, man. I am not a Prairie View alone. I am actually a fan. I actually drive my little ass from Austin. When I'm in the States, I drive my ass from Austin to Prairie View to go to the games. The guy showing, my mother, I have 9 family members that go to Prairie View. I just need the alumni to actually care about their football team. So with that being said, hey, appreciate it. Thank you guys for what you do. Appreciate it, Kofi. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks. That's all I wanted to say.
Hey, man, you
much love, man. Thank you.
Stay safe over there, my boy.
Hey, appreciate.
Hey, listen, that's my boy Q. Has supported this channel from day one. He is overseas in Iraq right now. So got to give him all the time he needs to get his points across, because when he gets the chance to call in, he takes advantage of it. All right, 7632 from Beverly Hills, California. Let me see. Somebody got money. Somebody got money.
Hey, this brother D'Angelo X.
Nah, you don't sound like you got money. Nah, you don't sound like you.
This brother D'Angelo X.
What's up?
I was calling to say this. Them wanting Deion so bad, it's like the major leagues wanting Jackie Robinson to lead the Negro League. And from what y'all were just saying about having that double hitter, it's like they're trying to take that away from us with pulling Deion, because he have the momentum to make that happen. Have you thought about that?
You know what's funny? Man, this is crazy. Okay. Give me some time on this one. I was talking to a professor, and he was like, Scotty, I see Deion Sanders as Jackie Robinson. And I said, okay, explain. He said, what people don't understand is Jackie Robinson messed up a whole black economy. He said people see Jackie as the hero, but he's actually the villain. He said because what he did is he made black people validate white baseball and invalidate their own Negro League. So everybody was trying to make it to the major leagues instead of keeping themselves in a Negro League and building your own. He said, and then that's when you had the demise of the Negro League baseball. He said, so I see Deion as the same thing. And I said, I'm not understanding how he said, because Deion is trying to take black culture and let white people monetize it. He said, instead of incubating your own and teaching your own how to build it and how to incubate themselves. He just wants to show it off to a white person and say, hey, look what I can do, or look what they have here, and let's make money off of this. That's his perspective. But I'm just telling you what a history professor told me, and that was his perspective. It's crazy that you said that, because it reminded me of the conversation that we had. But go ahead.
Yeah, they want him too bad. They just keep throwing his name in every opening. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why Deion? You know what I'm saying? In Colorado, in Florida, he's like he's all over. So it's making it look like they just want to take his wave more than, you know, him actually coaching for real. He just got a big wave for the SWAC, and they trying to take the wave. That's my guess.
So is that a
peace and love?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Peace and love. All right. I think you guys don't understand you don't hire people to not bring a wave. Like, you don't hire people that are bad. You do. I mean, you can. It has happened. But if Kofi has a cooking business, he's going to get a hot Instagram chef. Why? Because that Instagram guy comes with followers and people who are going to sell his cooking or whatever, like his business. Why would I get a guy with no followers and be like, you know what, I'm going to just give. You can give a guy a chance, but I'm going to go with the guy who has the following. I'm going to go with the guy who has a wave. Why do you guys make it sound so like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe they're doing this? Like, if it was in your own life, you would want somebody to hire you because you're good. I'm not.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop being scary. We gotta stop being scary, and we're so traumatized by our failure or the way we've been portrayed to ourselves that we don't believe that we can. You know, if Deion or when Deion leaves, that should not change our brand or what we have. If he goes, he goes. Thank you. We appreciate you. That should not stop HBCU football for going after the very best people, going after the very best resources.
Absolutely.
Believing in themselves, investing in their program, and taking it to the level where it can go. Whether Deion stays or goes, that shouldn't stop Jackson State from being great.
To me,
it should not affect the entire conference to the point where, oh my God, we're just doomed because Deion is gone. If his ass go, he go. You know, y'all kill me with that. You know, what are we gonna do? You can be the same Jackson State without Deion.
If you think about it, and I know I make fun of, but you gotta
stop being scary.
Deion didn't build you from the ground up. Like, it's not like he turned Jackson State from Valley into Jackson State. That's not what it was. All he did was dust you Bamas off and was like, there's something here. That's literally all Deion did. He was like, oh wow, hey, yeah, I haven't won in a long time. Let me see what y'all got over here. Like, that's you know, like them old records when you be like,
oh, still Playboy, still good.
Put it on the thing, that thing hit. You know, that's all Deion did. He showed you your own value in the mirror. Hey, listen, you got value. So now that you know what you can be, you should never accept less. That's it.
Basically,
that's it.
You know, again, you didn't need Deion to come tell you that your facilities were raggedy. You didn't need Deion to come tell you that you need to upgrade your strategy and coaching. You didn't need Deion to come tell you to get the roaches and rats out of your weight rooms. You didn't need Deion to come tell you that your kids need to freaking eat a good solid meal 3 times a day. You didn't need Deion to come tell you to get a training table for your athletes and to give them the very best experience possible. You didn't need Deion to come tell you that.
You sound like a back parent right now.
I mean, You didn't need him to come tell you that.
Boy, you sound like a parent. Boy, you sound like a parent.
It's ridiculous. But look, what needs to happen is, like the brother that just called, talking about how Prairie View does not care about their athletic programs. They really don't care. You know, and really with our athletic programs, we didn't even tell us to keep our play. Hey, it's the freaking truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. You can't get mad at the truth because it wasn't that long ago that Jackson State had their own eligibility issues. It wasn't that long ago before they had a president that was sleeping with somebody he shouldn't have. So the fact of the matter is, we all got dirt. We all got mess. We need to clean it up. And you didn't need Deion to come tell you that. And I'm Kofi Hemingway, and I approve this mess. Take y'all little petty asses off my lad and run y'all mouth about stuff. We trying to have a healthy conversation here. I wasn't just talking about Jackson State. I'm talking about all of us.
Oh my God, boy, you stupid.
People just be taking stuff personal. That's why we can't overcome.
He said, "I'm Kofi Hemingway, and I approve this."
Look, we sitting up there. We take stuff personally. We take it personal. We need to give to our program.
Oh man,
we need to demand accountability from our presidents and upgrade our facilities. We can do it.
Oh. That was funny. Boy, that was feeling that, Jay. 1660 coming to you. Ooh, that was my head hurt. Hey, calling you live.
Hey guys, man, y'all having a great show tonight. But Kofi, I beg to differ with you, brother. We did need Deion to come tell us. You know why? Because he didn't just tell us. He shined the light on it. And we absolutely needed that. And I just say HBCU football needs to do. And when let me say it this way: the MEAC and SWAC really need to think about doing their own thing. I love the ideas and stuff that you guys have talked about, but one other thing that I think they could try to do is, one of the reasons FAMU didn't make the playoffs is because we don't have any representation on the committee. We don't have anybody speaking up for the HBCUs, for the MEAC and for the SWAC. And I know that we don't get an automatic bid, but we still should have someone on that committee that's speaking up for us. And the other thing that the SWAC and MEAC both have to do is we're going to have to up our schedule. We're going to have to schedule some of the schools that are making the playoffs so that we can show what we can do. And we need to build it up from there. And people have been saying that since the 70s and 80s and 90s. We need to compete against the schools that are making it into the playoffs to show who we are and what we can do, and then we'll get better results from it. What do you guys think about that?
I'm going to ask you one question. You talking about the same committee that got you in the playoffs last year? I'm just confused.
Yes.
Well, let me bring clarity to that, because again, nothing happens without conversation. Nothing just happens. Courtney and our ADs were on the phone since September, lobbying and trying to get people to take a look. With an interim AD who was in the position this year with FAMU, we didn't have the same kind of conversations, not to mention that we got beat 59-3. But all of those conversations didn't take place on the level that they took place last year. You have to have somebody at the table. Otherwise, you kind of like are going to get left out. You're not going to be a part of the decision-making process if you're not present.
Right.
So I agree. Now, one thing that I would add to that is
on the committee, and also up in the schedule. Even if FAMU loses to Jackson State, if they play another school that's making the playoffs, that still gives them another opportunity to show who they are and what they can do.
Yeah, we don't need to just play these people. We have to beat them and beat them down. This is the level. You know what I'm saying? Just really with us, we can't be satisfied with just scheduling these people. You know, you have to beat them. You know, there was a time when, you know, South Carolina State has had a really good, had a history of playing Furman, playing Wofford, playing Davidson, playing teams that were out of conference. FAMU used to play Georgia Southern on a consistent basis. We played Troy State. We played schools that had playoff resumes or had those backgrounds.
Right.
And, you know, those schools moved on to the FBS level. But even with that, we don't have to necessarily go, you know, after the straight SECs. You know, even as Cookman was doing a few years ago, they play FIU, and Cookman is 5-0 versus Florida International University. So they don't have to play UM, but that's an FBS level team that Cookman has beaten repeatedly.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason.
So schedule a beatable vote.
So much credibility is because they have played schools like that in the past. I think more SWAC schools need to do that. More MEAC schools need to continue to do that.
You know, now, you know, the thing is, you know, for us in particular, for FAMU Story in particular, providing the right infrastructure for your athletic department with your compliance, with your eligibility people, all of that stuff matters. So you stay on probation, so you can continue to give scholarships, so you can be competitive, and you don't go back to the dark ages where you competing with half a roster. You know, which is where we were in the mid-teens in the 2000s. So all of that stuff really matters, and you know, we just have to step up, man. But I appreciate your call.
Right. Well, one more thing before I get off. I'm in complete agreement with Q on the Prairie View situation. I have a daughter who works at Prairie View and another daughter who lives in Houston, and they both went to Prairie View homecoming. And all the people they were hanging out with, nobody went to the game.
Wow.
They were all there for the party. So that's part of it too. I appreciate it, guys.
No problem. Thank you so much. Wow,
that's culture, bro. That's ridiculous.
That's sad. 7848 coming to you. They calling you live.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This is Mr. Wade from Florida. Listen, I'm going to have to disagree with Kofi when he said that we did not need Deion Sanders at Jackson State. We needed Deion Sanders, and not only at Jackson State, but the HBCU. Let's go back and look. Look at Mississippi Valley State football field, the condition it is. It brought spotlight to that. Why haven't Valley football field situation been solved before now? Look at the training situation over at Alcorn at the beginning of the year. Let's go back a couple years back when Grambling.
Stop.
Hello?
Stop. Valley Field is not fixed. It's just painted. That's all they did. They just put paint.
Okay, it's not fixed, but there's been attention brought to it. But before that, why haven't the people at Valley hadn't paid attention to that before this year? And let's go back a couple years back when Grambling made national news. I'm not sure whether it was in Sports Illustrated or not, when they was having problems when the players walked out about their weight room condition. So this has been going on for a long time. So sometimes you need somebody to sound the alarm. And you know, good for Deion, whether you like him or don't like him, it needs to be brought to your attention. So I'm just saying, like, where you would think Jerry Rice, he graduated from Mississippi Valley. He just as big a star in Deion, and why haven't he tried to go back and help Valley with the field? You know, it's across the board. So we all have problems. Grambling had a big problem years ago when their players walked out. They didn't even come to Jackson for a game because of the situation going on.
You just said that.
So somebody at some point have to sound the alarm.
But let me ask you this. What has Deion sounded the alarm about, right? Because he brought up the situation with the Valley. That didn't get fixed. I'm going to be very clear about what I want you to listen very intuitively when I say this. He brought up the situation with Valley in the field. He did not fix that. They painted their field.
Wait, Scotty.
No, I let you ramble.
Okay, you finished it. Okay, go ahead.
The Alcorn trainer situation. Deion did not fix that. Alcorn fixed it themselves. Shut up. I'm still going. All right. Alcorn fixed their own training situation. So I'm asking you, what did Deion bring attention to that Deion fixed? That's my question to you.
Listen, Deion didn't fix it, but he went up there. He got with the coach he reached out to them. He went up to Mississippi Valley. But I'm saying, Deion not supposed? Is Deion supposed to be fixing every situation? He reached out as a brother and said, "What can he do to help out to try to put more spotlight?" I didn't say he fixed it. His job is at Jackson State, not at Valley. But he did reach out as a brother to the other
Congratulations.
coaches.
I can reach out when somebody loses their parents. Hey, I'm sorry you lost. Anybody.
So Deion's supposed to go fix the situation in Valley. He's supposed to fix the field.
The way you, sir, the way you came in on the phone. Oh, I disagree with Kofi because we needed Deion because Deion did this and Deion did that. I'm asking you, what did he fix? What did he do?
I said we needed Deion to sound the alarm. I said I disagree with Coach because at some point you do have to have somebody to sound the alarm. He said you guys said that we didn't need Deion to let us know when we had a bad field. We didn't need Deion to do it. And I'm just saying, you go back, all the SWAC schools at some point have had some kind of problem. Go back to Grambling when they had this situation. Alcorn had training situation problems.
But you still didn't need Deion to tell you that. You just didn't want to fix
Okay,
it.
so Valley had a bad field for the last couple of years. Why haven't nobody said anything? Well, they until this year it was a big thing about
everybody that go up there say something.
Knows it sucks. Everybody knew it sucked. What are you talking about? Like that's like all that Deion did was put it on a spotlight, but did it get fixed? I'm asking you that. He put.
Listen, listen. If he put on spotlight, but what I'm saying, is it Deion's responsibility to get what goes wrong at Valley? Is it his responsibility? He's at Jackson State, not at Valley. He just reached out there.
You can't switch the narrative. Is it? You just said, is it not as important to talk about what happened?
Well, you asked me, did it get fixed? No, it hasn't gotten fixed. But the spotlight was shed on it. I'm asking you, no, he didn't get it fixed, but should Deion fix the problem at Valley?
Depending what you're talking about, he should.
Oh, okay.
Let me interject here. All right. So
thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So really with the whole Mississippi Valley program is what we talked about at least about 2 months ago. There are strong infrastructural issues going on at Mississippi Valley that Jerry Rice cannot do by himself, that Deion Sanders can't do by himself. The alums at Mississippi Valley need to step up to the plate and take these matters to the state and confront the state with these issues. And they also, they're responsible as a school. They're a literary school, which means they pretty much produce mostly teachers. Correct?
There are 4 participants in the conference.
If that's the case, their resources are really limited. And the reality is they need to move down to Division II. That doesn't mean that their field should not get fixed. I think it needs to be addressed, but their people really have to come together to say, this is where we are now. This is where we desire to go. And this is how we're going to get there. That hasn't happened yet. And that's on the leadership at Mississippi Valley State University.
And I just want to say one thing to the brother who went to peer review. Peer review has a state-of-the-art
stadium.
I was just going to say that Peer Review have one of the newest stadiums in the SWAC, not counting besides Alabama State. So I'm not sure why they have attendance problem, but Peer Review has a great facility. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That has nothing to do with attendance. You could have the nicest stadium in the world, nobody shows up. What? Oh, they got so many good facilities for nobody to show up. What does that matter? What does that matter? It doesn't matter. I'm taking 2 more callers, 9892 and 6233. That's it. Hey, Rocky, you live.
Hey, this Rock, man. What's going on, Scotty?
What's good?
Hey, Kofi. Now, I understand you went on that long-ass tirade about it didn't take Deion to do it, but when was it going to happen, Scotty? When was the SWAC going to get SWAC football teams get training tables? When were they going to consider upgrading their facilities? I think somebody had a leak in their damn weight room or something, not at Jackson State, but some other place that people were putting online or whatever. When were they going to address these things, Kofi, if Deion didn't come?
One of the things that I'm going to say, I can't speak about every school. I'm going to speak about Florida A&M University. So I know the power of exposure. When our locker room and our field house was really deteriorating from the inside out, Coach Simmons had water coming through the roof. The hallways had water coming through the roof. The locker rooms were absolutely horrible. Nothing had occurred in that field house since 1982. But what happened is a couple of the guys and Courtney and the crew, they took some pictures and they brought them to one of our alums. And as one of our alums posted the pictures on social media, the rest of the alumni really made the decision to get involved and challenge the president and challenge everybody around that something literally needed to happen. Deion wasn't there. So my point is, at what point do you...
I'm not claiming that Deion...
No. What I'm saying is...
That's not what I'm claiming. I'm not claiming... What I'm saying is, even going back to when my sons were being recruited and coming out of high school back in 12 and 13, I didn't know that back then the SWAC schools didn't have a full complement of scholarships. Like every other school, whether it was Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin, all the other D1 AA schools had 63 scholarships, and the SWAC had some brother-in-law agreement where they didn't have to offer 63, right? It was the same thing going on in the MEAC.
No.
You know what I'm saying? These are the things I'm talking about in HBCU football that have went on. Like they've been operating at a substandard level, right? And Deion illuminated that issue. And you got to give him credit for that, Kobe. You can't.
I give him credit for that. My point is, and really, we've got to take ownership of our programs and look at the things that need to change. Just like with your house, when you get up in your house, you don't need somebody out of your house to come tell you that there's something wrong in your house. Look at your house, inspect it, care about it enough to do something about it. That's my point.
I grew up in the hood, Kofi, and sometimes people wouldn't get certain things fixed on their house until they got that red or that orange tag put on the outside of their house. And then they would, redo the whole house or reface the whole house to get that issue repaired. And I'm saying, in turn, now that's an indictment on the person that lives in the house. But high level institutions of higher learning, do they require that kind of oversight to provide the bare minimum to their student athletes?
You found out the hard way this year. Unfortunately, we had to be exposed at another level. I get what you're saying. It took Roland Martin. It took our football players. It took us having missing 26 players for our president to finally realize that he needed to provide the necessary infrastructure and resources to compliance so that we could get the job done. Unfortunately, when you have presidents and leadership that don't value athletics the way that they need to, your athletic programs are going to always be dysfunctional. That's why, as alums, we need to stay informed so that we can continue to keep the lines of communication open and hold them accountable accordingly.
And this is the last thing I'm going to say, Kobe. And this is the most impactful part that Deion has done for HBCU football. He's invited people under the tent who are not alumni, who don't have legacy relationships.
I agree.
He's invited them in, and we get to look in and see what HBCUs and HBCU sports have to offer to the entire culture.
I agree with
that. In my opinion, it's so insular in the way that they think, in the way that they market, in the way that they advertise, in the way that they promote. It's so insular. It's almost like you don't want black culture as a whole to have a voice within HBCU sports and HBCU football. I'll tell you what, Leroy Guthrie, Alabama cares about what Leroy Guthrie thinks, and he ain't got nothing but a GED. You know why? Because he's Alabama, roll tide. You understand me? They care about that guy. They have his stuff. They have their stuff in Walmart. They have their stuff at the dollar store. Anywhere Leroy Guthrie can get his hands on Alabama stuff, he has an opportunity to. But for whatever reason, you got to go to an HBCU event. You got to go on campus. You got to do to feel like you're part of HBCU culture and HBCU sports. You have to have a relationship or a connection with the university, and I don't understand why that is, but I'm sure there's a reason why, and I'll listen. My name is Rocky, and I approve that message.
Rocky.
Okay, let me be very clear. Let me be very mindful, right? Because I want to be very mindful, because people can say, Scotty, you do the same thing. You get on here and you bring up people's problems and stuff like that, right? But I bring it up just so that you understand what's going on and whatever's going on. So it could be in a situation where the volleyball girls, well, a lot of people don't know the volleyball girls are going through a mental and verbal abuse coach. They tell me, I tell y'all, alumni hear about it, and then the alumni fix it, right? Because I always say, if it gets to me, it's too late, right? Because I'm gonna say whatever it is or expose it. The thing for me, and I agree 100% what Rocky said about the community of HBCU. Right. They treat it like the Mormons, right? It's like, oh, you're not a Mormon, you can't be a part of this. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you didn't graduate from a HBCU.
That's crazy.
You don't have SWAC hours. You don't have all this. And the thing about it that blows my life is that even if you're talking about football, you have to have SWAC hours
to
talk about football. Like, football at every level is the same. Just the players different. Right? The players are different. The coaching is different. The stadium is different. But football is always going to be football. But for some reason in HBCU world, you have to have SWAC hours to discuss football on the SWAC level, which has been historically up and down. I won't say bad. I'll just say up and down. Right? So that would always blow me. And then you couldn't root for a team or talk bad about a team because you didn't go to their school or you weren't a part of the SWAC. And it's like a fraternity that if you're black and didn't go to HBCU, you damn sure ain't getting in. And if you white and you're interested, you damn sure ain't getting in. So that blew me. I'm not gonna lie. When I first got into this space, that was stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And
I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree.
I ain't never said that. But listen, Deion was necessary. Like, listen, bro. Since everybody wants to use historical references, right? Deion is Moses. Okay? Deion is Moses. He got the staff, parted the Red Sea, and walked y'all happy ass across it. It's like, look what you guys can be. Look what you guys can do. All right? Look what God told me to give to y'all. Because God brought him here. Look what God told me to bring to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You got, oh my God, we want to get into another bad contract. Why do y'all keep putting yourselves, just like Moses, getting mad? Okay? Why y'all keep putting yourselves in bad contracts?
Come on now.
That's Moses. That's Deion.
Come on, man.
If you want to have a historical reference and you want it to be biblical, how about you use Moses? You know what I'm saying?
Call him through, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just stuff like that for me. I don't like people be like, oh, Scotty, you hate. I don't freaking hate Deion. I don't know Deion like that to hate him. He ain't done nothing personal to me. I'm just, when I see shit, when I see BS, I'm gonna call BS out. When I see greatness, I'm gonna call greatness out. And I've gone both ways with Deion my whole time being on this stream or my whole time being covering the SWAC or whatever. The greatness of Deion, I said that and I said that many of times, is just this. Deion has came into this space and is teaching you how to market yourselves, Deion is the example for institutions that, hey, social media works, YouTube works, promoting your players work, going out, just go talk to the pretty girl and let her tell you no. Okay? Just don't assume she gonna tell you no. Talk to the girl. You know what I'm saying? See what she like. Date her a little bit. And then if she tell you no, go find another girl. There's so many fish out here in the sea. Okay? But on the same token, let's not act like Deion built HBCU football. He is not the savior of HBCU football. That's what he is not. So there's a differential in what that is. And I'm just always going to put that differential in the middle. That's just me. But last caller, 9892. What's up, man?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's good?
Hey, this is jail phone. Hey, check this out. This is for the ladies. How can I ease the pain? A house is not a home.
I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it today. I ain't got time for it today. I'm sorry.
The Sandman then came and took him off.
That's too much. This is absolutely too much. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for it today. All right, Kofi, what you got coming up this week?
OG Strike Zone. We got the volleyball people celebrating the SWAC championship. And
them girls bad, boy. Them girls bad. They cold. I ain't even gonna hold you. They cold.
Yeah. So talking about Florida Classic, talking about what's next. Possibly Coach Simmons on, so we'll see.
You gonna talk about not making the playoffs?
Absolutely.
Tell them to schedule somebody better. Simple. Very much simple. Go get your white team.
And whoop their ass. That's what's gonna happen. That's what needs to happen.
That's what really needs to happen. All right, listen. Tomorrow, the round table will be tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thanksgiving is Thursday. That's why we're not doing a round table on Thursday. So everybody, because listen, I don't play about my Cowboys now. On Thanksgiving, I'm gonna watch my boys now. I'm gonna watch my boys. So Tuesday's round table. Wednesday is the breakdown. And listen, from me to you, if there is a Southern in Jackson State SWAC championship, you already know we bring Perry White back. You already know we bring my boy Perry White back for the breakdown for that week coming up. So just be tuned in for that. And listen, guys, I appreciate everybody. Until next time. Oh, before I go. Listen, man. My wife told me I got to keep promoting it. So that's my job. Wedding registry. Below, Mr. and Mrs. Script. You can go there and check it out. Like I said, we'll be selling 5 tickets to the wedding. All right, I'll let you know the price pretty soon. We're selling 5 tickets to the wedding. So it just is what it is. If you want to be there, it's in Atlanta. You got to figure it out. If you really want to come, you got to figure it out. We ain't paying for your hotel. We ain't paying for your flight. They ain't paying for none of that. We just gonna give you the hotel. We're going to give you the wedding ticket, and you can do for what you want from that. All right, so we're selling that. So you guys can go there if you guys want to support. We also will be streaming it. I don't know if it'll be on YouTube or HBCU League Pass. We're trying to figure that out. But we'll try to make that happen. If not, we'll probably just stream it for the members and things like that. It's up in the air. All right, it's all up in the air. So just want to give you guys an update on that. Anything else? No, that is not it. I appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.